Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a while.
This is Evan. A lot has happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just dropped you on the floor.
Recording device.
I dropped you on the floor. I apologize.
Are we recording now?
We are recording,
Hi.
Austin.
Never mind.
My phone is having trouble charging.
Wait.
Charging. Wait. Wait.
Wait for it.
Wait. Walk sign is on.
Walk sign is on.
Walk
What
sign
happens to
is
the
on.
blind people when it doesn't say that?
Wait. Wait.
Okay,
Wait.
I think we're good. We are back with a Austin Drunk 2.0
We are back.
series.
Welcome
Episode 12?
Yeah, technically.
Something.
But no one listened to the last like 3 episodes, so they pretty much don't count.
Awkward. That's my
But
new
hey,
phrase.
We have like 10 consistent viewers, so that's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty
10
cool.
people, or we have like 3 consistent viewers, Austin, who continuously clicks on the episode to see how many views there are, and it gives it more views.
I only do that through the
Okay.
Nerdcorner page, and
I go to I have it and it just tells me how many views it has.
yeah, I do
okay.
that.
But
I always just assume
like,
that someone clicks on the video 10 times,
we
and
have
that's how we get
like
the 10 views.
13 people.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
like 13 subscribers.
It's
But
pretty
they
great.
watch regular.
They do watch regularly.
And I
They at
respect
least
that.
open them.
And what we need,
I want
okay,
to know who they are.
okay,
Sign
13
off on the
consistent
page.
listeners. We love you, but what you need to do is tell people who don't know who we are that we're the coolest people ever,
We're not.
but we are.
But we're not.
But we are on the internet.
This is why I get the guys and you don't.
Yeah, Austin, it's all confidence.
Confidence.
Douchebags are confident.
Yo, ladies, I got the biggest dick in the world.
It's not about dick size, it's about dick confidence. Austin.
So confidence.
I got the most confident dick in the world.
That's right. That's right.
Look at my dick. It knows
I think I have
what
a
it
title
wants.
for the episode already.
What?
I have the most confident dick in the world.
Anyways, tell people that don't know who we are that we're really cool and they need to listen to us, and we will love you forever. And I will even give you a hug and maybe buy you I would buy you Starbucks. This is my offer to you.
It's funny because it's so true.
No, I had spent
Like,
a lot of money on Starbucks.
If you get a friend to listen to our show, and you let us know,
I'll buy
we
you
will
Starbucks.
probably buy you stuff. That's how desperate we are. We're bribing you now.
I am not beyond
bribing you
bribing.
now.
I am completely okay with the concept of bribing. It works very well.
Who said anything about confidence?
My penis, Austin, that's who. No, wait, that was your penis. I get them confused sometimes.
They're always so close and in the
So
same
close.
vicinity.
This might also be why we don't get women.
Sometimes I'm
They're
just
like- they're
I
like-
look down and I'm just like, which one was mine? I don't remember.
They're like, oh, they're kind of attractive. Oh, they're gay. Never mind.
You know when you hold hands with a person, you're like, I don't know which fingers are mine. It's like that.
What?
No, Austin.
That
I
is
always
the cheesiest thing I've heard since I was like 13.
I keep
I'm sorry, I'm a romantic.
perfect track of which fingers are mine.
Also that. I know which fingers are
These
mine.
are my fingers.
Generally
These
because
are my
the
fingers.
hands that I do hold are
All-
like way bigger than mine, so
all
it's pretty
11
obvious.
of them.
All 11 of them?
Of my fingers.
Okay.
You have
Coming
to
off of
know,
my
Heidi,
hands.
I am the cheesiest man in the world. Maybe Evan. is
That's okay.
Close.
Yeah, that's what
Really
I hear.
can't-
That's
Are
what I
you
hear
really
is that
cheesy?
I'm the cheesiest. I say the cheesiest lines.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
You're
never.
cheesy men.
basically everything I know about dating I've learned from romantic comedies. So
Like,
and chick flicks.
I mean, that
Yeah.
would straight
and
up
so
work.
we just say them.
Except for the problem is, girls have been taught to believe that those men don't exist, so none of us believe you. Maybe that's your problem.
Yeah, and then we get pushed towards being douchebags because we get sad and lonely, and then we become them. We still don't get any because we're doing it wrong. Because we're not.
If any
confident,
of
we're
you
just
want-
angry.
Evan or
This is
Austin
not
to go
true.
on a date with you, leave a message in
Leave
the
a
comments.
message after the beep.
I'm better than that.
Beep.
If any of you want to go on a date with Austin, because Evan's better than that, leave a message in the comments.
I'm way better.
Austin.
I'm not that kind of woman. You need to buy me dinner first.
I need to stare deeply into your eyes for about 10 seconds and you'll fall in love with me.
It's true. It happened to me.
Look at my eyes. They're beautiful.
Don't look. It'll melt your face. Austin's eyes are like the Ark of the Covenant. When he opens them, Nazis' faces melt.
Nazis!
That's actually how we won World War II.
My eyes.
Exactly.
They harnessed the power of Austin's beautiful eyes.
Oh! And then dropped them on Japan?
Yeah.
Yup.
2 bombs.
Yeah, one was each
Wow.
of his eyes.
That got really bad really fast.
One of them was bigger than the other one, just like real life.
What do you mean?
So...
Austin's eyes are now named like Hiroshima and yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they were named Fat Boy and Little Boy, right?
Fat boy and little man.
No, Fat Man and Little Boy.
I feel like it was opposites.
Little Fat Boy Man.
I don't know.
So let's go
Who
around.
named him
Let's
Asian?
go around the circle and share what we've been.
Oh, okay, guys.
What have we been
Playing.
doing? What have we been
Circles.
playing?
Yeah.
What have we been playing? You want to know what I've been playing?
No.
Nothing.
Oh.
Okay?
I'm sorry.
Okay?
No,
Every
no.
time I come
Hey.
home from work and I'm like, I want to play video games. And I go, Austin,
What?
no throwing things
I'm
in
sorry.
class.
I apologize again.
I'm like, I want to play video games. And I go, no, I'm too tired. Also, there's so much good TV happening right now that I
So
usually
much good TV.
that
What
I
is
usually
it?
watch TV.
What is
While
it?
we've been gone, Evan became an adult and doesn't play video games anymore.
I really want to.
That is the definition.
Although Shadows of Mordor should be here on Sunday for me to play on
That's
PS4.
exciting.
That's going to be fun.
We'll get to TV
And then
in a
Dragon
little bit.
Age. Dragon Age is coming out later next week. No, the week after next, but like beginning of the week, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I'm so pumped for that game. And I'm also really expecting it to get a really bad score and then for me to not buy it.
Okay.
Like if it's good, I'm so hyped. But I don't think it will be.
The hype
And it makes
is
me really sad. The hype is
I'm sorry.
questionable at this point.
The hype is questionable.
Well, why do you
The
keep
hype is
saying
questionable.
the hype is real?
Because the hype is real a lot of the time.
What was that about?
It was about our Halloween party. It was so awesome.
Oh, I remember you told me all about it. It was
Yeah,
It
it was
was.
the best Halloween
Me and
Best
party.
party
Danielle
ever.
had a conversation today, and it was more awesome than your Halloween.
You and
party
Danielle had a
was.
conversation today?
Yeah, we talked about how Wendy's reopened.
Why did you meet Danielle?
I didn't. We texted.
You texted Danielle?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Wendy's reopened over in Tualatin.
Why
and we were
does
like,
she have an interest in Wendy's?
Why do you
My
not-
goodness, man!
Has this like been a thing before? Have you guys talked about how much you missed Wendy's?
No, yeah, we go to Wendy's a lot.
I really wish you
I
could
know.
see Evan's
I
face
know.
right now.
Evan's like-
Because he's just really baffled at the fact that Austin had a conversation with someone about Wendy's. I think it's specifically Danielle.
Because like I didn't know you and Danielle ever talked.
Me and Danielle have this secret thing with
Where you
Wendy's.
talk about Wendy's?
She gets a baked potato. I get a bacon cheeseburger. Andrew gets chili. It's a thing.
Okay.
It's not a thing.
I
don't believe you.
Before Evan starts like crying or something.
I wish I was invited to this. That sounds amazing.
Austin.
Well, the only times we've gone is usually after we hang out with you.
Why am I going?
Well, usually, well, I don't remember if we were leaving after or if it was before we went to hang out with you. We were in Newburgh and we went to
Touch my
Wendy's.
feet. They're gross. I hate myself.
Oh, it was after something and she was taking me home and we had to stop at Wendy's.
Danielle was taking you home. Probably from my house.
Yeah!
Wendy's is not on the way.
No,
There's a Wendy's in Newburgh.
in Newburgh. It
Like
kind of-
recently?
I remember when this happened. It all makes sense. All right,
But
good,
we
good.
talked about Wendy's things.
Okay.
Wendy's
So-
matters.
Austin,
Yes?
what
So-
have you been playing?
You
I'm
wanna
not
know what
done.
I've been
Oh,
playing?
I'm sorry.
I'm not done talking about what I haven't been
Yeah,
playing.
Heidi.
Okay? This month, free on PlayStation 4 if you have PlayStation Plus, is the new crappy game that Heidi likes.
I was going to talk about that when we get to
What
it.
is
We can
it?
talk about it now. It's The Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
Yeah, that one.
Okay,
I
we
own
can
it
move
now.
on now.
Will I ever play it? That's up to you.
You decide.
You decide.
You decide.
Do I ever play it? Fatality. I don't know.
I haven't played it, but I'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, I bought a new set of headphones, or a new headset for the PlayStation. So when I'm playing my games, I can have a nice headset on. And and they recently released an update for the PS4 that includes
A tutorial.
A tutorial for they added voice commands. And I tried it once, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
PlayStation kill.
Yeah, you basically either need the PlayStation Eye, which is like the Kinect, or just be wearing the mic, headphone, wearing a mic or something, and then you can be like, PlayStation, open the PlayStation Store. And then it'll be like, boop, open the store. I'll be like, PlayStation, open Netflix. And I'm like, boop. I'm like, this is kind of cool. I'm never going to use it.
But it's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, so that's a thing.
I don't think I'll be able to use voice technology very well until it starts talking back like
That me.
Like
really
Jarvis.
That bothers me.
Need to finish Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm really excited for that. Oh, anyone interested in Dragon Age Inquisition, they released a website where basically you can make all of the possible decisions, all of the decisions from the last 2 games, and then upload this file that you create on their website to the new game.
Ooh!
So it's like you played the last 2 games, and you can choose all the decisions you wanted to make, and who you romanced and everything, and it's pretty great since I played number 1 on Steam, and then I'm playing this one on the PS4, so it's gonna like, I can just upload that to the PS4 and be like, yep, I played it, and so it's like you're not missing anything.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that made me really happy. Also, when you finish filling in all the questions, you can just hit play, and it tells you the story of the 2 games with your decisions included.
That's cool.
Like a little movie narrated by a good voice actor.
I haven't even played either of the Dragon Ages, and I want to do that.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I like it.
Yeah.
My body is ready.
Austin's body is not ready. He's probably not going to play that game.
No, what game?
Dragon Age. Also, the symbol of the Inquisition is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a sword going through an eye that's also the sun.
That's cool.
And it looks awesome. And I really want... Like, I almost bought the t-shirt just to cut out the center of the t-shirt and attach it to my sweatshirt. I don't want the t-shirt because the logo's too small on the front of the t-shirt. And the sweatshirt they sell for it is, like, not a great sweatshirt. So I was like, no. But it was like $20. I'm like, I'm not going to spend that for a patch.
No.
So
that's what my week was.
I haven't been playing anything either.
Austin hasn't been doing anything other than school and work.
Yeah.
Because he's
Well,
bored.
I've been doing lots and lots of art, but that
Yes.
doesn't matter to people, apparently.
It's not games.
Apparently, it's not nerdy enough or whatever.
It's very important.
But
and
I
we
did
care
learn about the greatest game in the world.
What is the greatest
Oh
game
God,
in the world?
This is going to be awful.
You should look it up, Heidi.
What is it?
It's called... What is it called? It's called Monster...
Oh, I was listening to that episode today.
Yeah.
It's called Monster Girl Hunter.
Yeah, Monster Girl Hunter.
I'm sorry if the typing appears really loud in the recording.
It's okay, so they know
So
that
Monster
it's real.
Girl Hunter is an amazing game.
It's the most beautiful game in the world.
Go to images, yeah. Okay, and maybe we can upload some of these that we can possibly maybe upload.
Maybe. I think a lot of them have been edited.
Because
so.
it turns out that all anime games are just porn.
Yeah. This
They're just
So
porn.
this is a game where the concept...
I'm sorry, it is primetime internet. My internet sucks, but we'll get to all.
This game's concept is that basically you go around and you fight monsters, but the monsters are sexy women who want to have sex with you. And if you have sex with them, you will die.
So you have to not... The goal is to not have sex with the sexy women.
And so like...
Who are monsters.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and so there's like an
I didn't
there's like a
expect
sexy ooze woman.
I thought you were gonna be like, the goal of the only way to defeat them is if you have sex with them.
No.
But
It's
no.
like you go up to fight them, and they're like,
It's
they
actually-
talk to you, and they're like,
Yeah.
they say really hot things to you,
They're like...
and you have to continuously turn them down,
Yeah.
or else you'll die.
They'll,
And you have to wonder, is
she'll
it
be
worth
like,
it?
You're so cute. You're so funny. I wanna suck your dick. And then if you say yes, she like sucks on
She's
your
made
dick a
of
little
acid,
bit, but then
and
she
it
melts
burns
your
it off.
face off.
That's beautiful.
And so that's what Japan is doing
I want
these
to
days.
play that game.
Doesn't it sound great? Oh, images is starting to load.
But all
Maybe
the
you'll see a
monster
picture.
ladies are like they're like
Okay.
weird monster-y ladies.
There's the
That might be
mermaid
people
girl.
getting home. This is weird.
Is it Monster Girl Quest? It might be Monster Girl Quest. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You could just clicked on Quest and it would bring it up.
Yeah, this looks like a weird game.
Yeah, so there's the mermaid girl.
Yeah.
Sounds very painful. I think that's edited
And
into
just
it.
her tits are just hanging out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the graphics are the best. It's Skyrim quality.
It's really not. It's just anime pictures of like
They're
sexy girls.
They're like bad anime pictures too.
Yeah, but oh, what's it say?
The llama slowly tightens around Luca.
Yeah, there's her tits just hanging out. She's like a snake person.
Those hands are really unattractive.
She's got creepy hands, but like it doesn't matter because tits.
Like if all you looked at was like
Her face and boobs.
this,
You'd be like, oh look, it's Frozen porn.
and then you take your hands away and you're like, oh god, it's a
And
weird
she
tentacle
kinda has,
monster
like,
with
this,
weird
like-
hands.
This like
Except, are you?
part of her like
What?
thigh.
Are you?
Am I what?
You see the tits and stuff, and you're like, oh look, and then it zooms out, and you see that she has claw hands and a snake tail, and your response is, oh god, it's a tentacle monster. Whereas guys are like, I can work with that.
Yeah, see, that's how I know I'm not a lesbian.
You know what? I was watching The Talk on ABC or something like that the other day. And Daniel Radcliffe and his co-star from the movie Horns were on, and they were talking about the filming of the movie.
And you talked about how horny he was.
Yes, but the girl, his co-star, has a scene where she's naked, and who's the girlfriend? She has a scene where she's completely naked.
Wait,
and covered.
Daniel Radcliffe saw boobs?
You saw a lot. He got,
What?
he had a love
That's
scene.
crazy.
You got to touch
It was
them.
his
What?
first, apparently it was his first love scene with a woman
Yeah.
ever.
Well, because he fucked a horse on stage. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Did
'Cause
not
he was
fuck
an
a horse.
equus. No, he didn't.
Fake fucked a
He
horse.
fake fucked a horse, but that's what I mean.
There's a difference.
Did you see Daniel Radcliffe rapping though? Because that was
Yeah, it was
really
pretty
He's
great.
hilarious. He's
I
the
love
funniest
Daniel
person
Radcliffe.
ever.
I
And
really
also,
okay.
he went on
I'm
Ellen
gonna-
I wish I
wearing
was
a
Daniel
full,
Radcliffe.
amazing, accurate film screen accurate
And
Boba
they
Fett
gave
costume.
it to him.
Yeah, and I want
And he
to
was the happiest.
Make
And
a
then he
shout
just
out.
walked around
I know.
wearing it.
I just want to shout out to the adults that were on the Harry Potter set that somehow raised a bunch of childhood actors into not terribleness.
Except for the guy who played Ron Weasley.
Also,
He's just a big pothead.
so that was his calling in life.
He was Ron Weasley.
He is exactly what he should have
Although I
been.
like his movie where he's with an old lady. I forget if they banged. It was weird. But I liked it.
Are you sure you didn't just dream that in your sex dreams?
Maybe. Anyway, so she was talking
You're
about...
like, I'm
she's
Ron
talking about this
Weasley.
scene.
Suck on my wand. And she's like, okay, Sonny.
Forget a kiss. Forget a kiss.
kiss.
But she was talking about this scene in the movie where she's naked and she's covered
The old
with
lady
snakes.
and Ron's
She's
Ron
what?
Weasley.
She's covered with live snakes.
They're
Okay.
banging in a bed of snakes.
That's cool. I would do that.
So she's like, so they were like, so was it weird having to have all these snakes all over you? Because that sounds terrifying.
She's like, there was one too many.
no, she
It
loved
was his penis.
She was like, it was incredibly relaxing and kind of sensual to have these snakes just curled up all over me, and like they did, like you'd think they'd be hissing, but they like one crawled up in my ear and just kind of like it sighed. She's just like
It's sighed.
Okay, clearly
See-
Satan was actually involved in the making of this movie.
But she's British, so she sounds cute and
See, like, I don't think
See, if
I
she
would
was
find
German,
snakes.
she would be like, we were banging into the snakes and it was very good.
Sehr gut.
Watch as I carry like 1,000 beer containers at the same time because I am the German woman.
See, like, I don't think I would find having snakes crawl over me
You don't
sensual.
think you would.
I don't think I
But
would.
you would.
I might. I don't know. But I would be that
I
person that's
wouldn't.
just like, oh my god, they're so adorable, and
I'd be the
it'd be like
person-
covered in puppies, but I was covered in
I'd
snakes.
be the person where like I walked onto set and I'd be like, nope. And I'd just walk away. Nope.
See, I'd see all the snakes and be like, oh my god, snakes!
See,
Although-
I think if it's not a dog or a cat, it is going to bite me and it's going to be horribly painful and I
funniest
don't
fear.
like it. The only animal that's an exception to that rule is a ferret, where my thought is it's gonna bite me, but that's happened to me so many times before that I'm okay with that. That's fine.
See, like, I'm the person that goes, oh, there's a snake on the ground over there. It's definitely wild. I'm gonna go pick it up.
I see a snake. I'm like, that's gonna bite me. I see a bunny in a store that people are petting, and they're like, oh, it's so cute. I'm like, I'm not going near that. That's gonna bite me.
I won't go near hamsters because I got bit by one once.
Imagine getting bitten by a bunny rabbit. Those teeth.
You had a bunny.
Yeah, and I never touched it. No one did. And it had a giant fat turkey neck.
It was so fat.
We called it turkey neck because it had a fat turkey neck.
I don't even know how it got so fat.
I don't know, because we fed it a lot.
How did it live as long as it did?
I don't know.
It sat outside in that cage.
I know, and it was completely unethical, and I disagree with it completely.
When did it
But my mom was just like, I want a bunny. And my dad was like, okay.
Okay.
Poor bunny.
Moving on slightly.
Wait.
Unless Evan
There was a great issue of Batgirl in like the 60s that I have a copy of. And
do you masturbate to this a lot?
Not since I was 13.
Okay.
Just kidding.
But, I was just about to ask. True story? If so, can I see this comic book, or how sticky are its pages?
Not sticky at all, but
actually, I take care of my comics. Thank you.
I take care of my comics. But actually, it is quite sexy. She fights a snake woman at a carnival.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
And you know, there were 0 selfies in that Batgirl issue.
There were 0 selfies, and it was great.
Yeah, because Batgirl taking selfies. That's a thing now, and everyone loves it.
I don't get it.
Oh, so that volume, the new issue, so it had volume 1, 2, 3, 4 of Awesome Batgirl, written by Gail Simone, New 52, awesome. Then the next issue, they're calling it volume 1 again.
Yeah,
it's a reboot
of
in the New 52.
What?
Yeah, they've already rebooted something.
She was awesome. And it all fit in the universe, and then they're just like, no, she's in Portland, and she takes selfies at Halloween parties.
Is she in Portland?
I believe she's moved to Portland because it's hip.
Really?
Yeah.
Portland
or
does
Seattle
not
or
need a
something.
Superhero. Seattle, maybe.
Seattle's the worst.
Just to save you from the crazy homeless people.
God, I was in Seattle for like 3 days. I was asked if I had drugs on me every day. In the middle of the night, walking home alone by scary hobos. And one time a guy asked me if I had any change. I had a couple. I was like, no, I don't have any change. And he's like, come on, even just spare coins would help. And I remembered, I do have spare coins in my pocket, along with a wad of like $200 made up in 20s. Because I was at PAX, where you need cash.
Yeah.
So I'm walking home alone with all this money in my pocket, and I reach in to pull out the change, and as I'm pulling out the change, the wad of 20s basically falls out of my pocket.
Oh, God!
And at that
Did you, get killed?
I was like, he's gonna stab me right now. I'm about to bleed out on the street alone in Seattle. And, he, looked at it, and I handed him the change, and then I walked away, and nothing happened. And I was like, why am I still alive?
I was so glad you didn't die.
But that's when I learned that,
practicing my stabbing.
Oh, and I was alone because Alex and Danny were like, no, we're going to go to the Proto Man show.
I was not
and
there
I was
for
like,
that.
I want to see MC Front a lot. And their show was way better, probably. That sounds awesome. Because it was a tiny little punk club with the Proto Man playing on stage and, giant mosh pit. And I'm like, that sounds amazing.
Because I wasn't there.
Yeah, if you were there, I would have had someone at least to walk with and not get stabbed to death. Yeah.
And then you can ignore homeless people a lot easier.
It's really...
I'll give homeless people food if I have any extra food in my car or something when I see them.
Why do you have extra food in your car?
She's a woman.
I didn't eat it. Or, if I just went to, a fast food place and I have fries, and I generally don't want my fries, but I get them because it's cheaper, I'll be like, yeah, have my fries. But I generally won't give them money.
Also, one time, this one guy in Seattle walked up to me. He just goes,
fuck you.
No, he walks up real close to me, and he just goes, hey, and I'm like, what? He goes, do you have any? And I'm like, I cannot understand what you're saying. And he goes, do you have any free stuff? And by free stuff, and then he's like, any drugs, any free drugs? And I'm like, no, I don't have any free drugs.
Never had drugs.
I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you. And I was just terrified that I'm like, he's going to stab me because he thinks I have drugs, apparently.
I've been asked.
And is clearly a crackhead.
Okay, so I look like a total not drug person. I've been asked if I have had drugs once in my life. It was Halloween, in line, waiting outside of Voodoo Donuts in Portland. And there was this guy sitting there, he's like, you got any weed? And I was like, no.
The only reason I'm still alive from that night where the guy saw my wad of 20s is because he was like, clearly... legitimately a guy who was just down on his luck. Like, you could tell.
Yeah.
And he was like... he was clearly all there, but, like... just on a bad time. And I was like, that's... okay, here's some money, but, like... I'm not going to give you my wad of 20s. If you have a $5 bill in your pocket, you should give it to him. Like, oh, it's a $5 bill. Like, that's what you get for carrying $5 bills around.
That is...
fuck you, $5.
The worst thing I've ever heard you say.
Abraham Lincoln will take care of them.
See, that's why you keep your change in one pocket and your cash in another.
I had a lot of things in my pockets.
It's okay.
Hats are a great place to store stuff.
So are shoes.
No.
No, because hobos steal your shoes.
Yeah, they're like, fucking shoes.
Everyone.
I'll kill you for those
Everyone.
shoes.
Right now.
Right now.
Go to iTunes and buy $10 all of Over the Garden Wall. Buy it and watch it now. It's the best thing ever.
I need to do this.
It's so good.
I haven't even...
And then at the end, there's like a twist that I was like, what?
Is it on anything else? Or
Can I?
Well, it's airing. It's the final 2 episodes aired tonight on Cartoon Network. So I don't.
Is it
you can find
cartoon?
it. It's a cartoon that's they have 2 10-minute episodes in an episode.
Yeah.
And it was airing 1 and 2 Monday and so forth. Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to 10 episodes. And it was this week. And then, like, it's done. It was just, like, a limited run
I don't understand how I've not heard about it at all.
Oh, God. Alex sent it to me and was like, Evan, watch this. And I watched it and I was like, holy crap. This is so good.
Can I talk about what I've been playing this week? Because I'm really excited. I'm the only one who's been playing video games.
Oh,
I just want to talk about video games.
Fine.
Okay. Since this podcast is supposedly about video games.
Everybody, both of them are just like, oh,
It's about life.
So,
Liberty.
I was
and
not...
the pursuit
of video games and pussy. What?
That could be a tagline. I would be okay with that.
And sometimes dicks.
Have I ever said anything in this show that made it seem like I wasn't a lesbian?
You are such a lesbian.
I'm really not, but...
Well, have I ever... Well, besides that line, which I feel really awful about saying now and really regret, like, I apologize to everyone listening. I apologize. I am sorry for that line. It was inappropriate. Secondly, besides that line, have I said anything that made me seem straight?
Okay, we're good.
We're all
implicatively homosexual.
Yeah, because it's more fun to be gay.
Except for Austin.
Besides the like horrible stereotype or the horrible like
Why are you
homophobia.
making fun of me again?
It's more fun to be gay.
You're the only obviously straight one, Austin.
I am.
Austin, okay.
Yeah, I'm with Evan. What do you mean I'm the only obvious straight one?
Have you seen him? The listeners may not have.
Okay.
He dresses far too well to be straight.
Anyways, off of this terrible topic that I feel bad talking about because of...
Look at the way I'm sitting right now.
Okay.
Just a straight
Actually, yes. Yes, actually. Right now, with the t-shirt and everything, you look kind of like a biker from the 50s.
Sweet.
A little bit.
You look like you look like the little nerdy guy that hangs out with the bikers.
But they accept you because you do all of their homework.
He's cool. He's cool. And if anyone fucks with you, they're like, you fucking with me.
Yeah, that is you right now.
Feet itch.
I'm sorry, you can take off your shoes if you want.
And then they buy you egg creams.
Yeah. Okay, so I missed
in case anyone rustles your jimmies.
Last episode I was not a part of. And
neither were any of the listeners.
Whatever, but like a week ago, like 2 weeks ago maybe, I don't know, Civilization Beyond Earth came out.
Yeah, and I told the people that you were playing. I was like, Heidi sent me a message that says she's excited for Beyond Earth. Austin, do you know what that is? And he was like, no, and I was like, I don't.
Okay.
So, Beyond Earth, Heidi, that's a thing.
It's the new Civilization game.
Beyond Earth 2 Souls.
I love Civilization.
Beyond Earth 2 Dark Souls.
And Civilization has me by the balls like Nintendo has Evan by the balls.
That was a high five.
Evan, what are you talking about? We got so many views. We got 7.
Yeah. Anyways, Beyond Earth is beautiful. Has my soul. And then I started playing Rebirth.
I thought it said 11, but I realized it was episode 11 and it got stuck down below.
The Binding of Isaac Rebirth I've also been playing, but Beyond Earth is great, and not like Civilization 5, which is nice because they didn't just sell another game that's exactly the same, but I definitely dropped like $50 on that the second it was released. And then I had to buy the physical copy because it came with a poster. And Evan doesn't give a fuck.
No, I'm just tired.
And then Binding of Isaac Rebirth came out.
It looks like
Thursday.
Zelda if the creators of Zelda hated themselves.
And it's great, and it's so
You're fighting poop and crying on the
demonic.
enemies.
And aborted children and
shoving needles into your face.
Yeah.
It looks like an awful game.
And I was like, this looks just like Zelda if Zelda hated itself.
It's really fun though. If you played the first Binding
But it
of
does
Isaac,
look like a lot of fun, so I'm excited to play it.
if you played the first Binding of Isaac and liked it, definitely get Rebirth because it's 20,000 times better. If you haven't played the Binding of Isaac, the original one, just get Rebirth.
And if you own a PS4,
Get it for free.
Get PlayStation Plus, and then get it for free.
That.
It's not free. You got to pay for the subscription, but PlayStation Plus is absolutely worth it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
So,
had it for free.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
$50 for a year, and you get, if you own multiple, like on your PS3, they give you like 3 free games a month, and on your PS4, they give you 3 free games a month, and on your PS Vita, they'll give you things. No one owns a Vita, but the 2 people who do get free things. Also, PlayStation Vita TV, I might get me one of those, because I didn't want to spend more than $100 on a Vita, and I'm like, hey, I have PlayStation Plus, I'll put $100 down, get all the games, play them.
I got all this free Vita shit. I don't even own a Vita.
How do you have free Vita shit?
I don't even know. It's just on my PS3. It's just all this.
Oh, you have Vita games. Oh, it's because a lot of the time when you download something, it gives you the Vita version as well for free.
Yeah.
They just really want you to have a Vita.
I don't even own a Vita.
No one owns a Vita, Austin.
Fuck a Vita.
Like I told you, like 2 people own Vitas.
I don't think I've ever seen a
love
Vita in real life.
There's a couple really good games on it, a lot of really good indie games, and some great like HD remakes of stuff that I really want to play, but I didn't want to put down all the money for a Vita, so I might get the Vita TV because it's only like $100.
Do you want to explain what the Vita TV is for people who might not know?
It's a Vita processor that you plug into your TV and you play it with your PlayStation controller on your TV instead of on a little handheld.
Sounds far more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's just the graphics are still that of a Vita blown up on your TV.
So PlayStation 2.
It's actually better than a PlayStation 2 some of the times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Do you have news written down, Evan, or are we just gonna go?
Oh, I don't have any news written down. I figured
Star Wars.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Marvel.
No.
Butts.
Star Wars. Okay, all the Star Wars stuff that's been coming out lately is like
crazy.
I'm so excited.
Real quick, we did it. Operation Moonfall people, including me. Operation Moonfall. We worked so hard to make sure that Nintendo knew that we wanted Majora's Mask on the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
And they kept telling us, oh no, we're not going to do it. We need the fans to show us that they want it. And we were like, we want it. We want it. And then they're like, okay, here you go. And it's coming out like this spring. And I'm like, what? So that's awesome.
I'm excited.
That's going to be great.
I don't own a 3DS.
I haven't played that game yet, and I'm going to play through it, and I'm going to be so happy. I watched my brother play it on N64, and I played a couple little parts.
I've been watching Nathan play it, and it looks awesome.
Man, I'm so pumped.
I'm really excited, and I'll probably play it on Nathan's 3DS.
Star Wars Rebels is awesome, but that's just the Inquisitor is really cool on that. And since the rumor is that the Inquisitor is going to be the villain, in episode 7. I'm like, this is cool. And they showed off concept art for his lightsaber.
Yes,
it's like,
oh my goodness.
It's like a William Wallace Claymore as a lightsaber.
So excited for that lightsaber, and I'm going to buy the really expensive version of it.
I don't understand why you're so excited.
Because
it's okay. I don't know.
I don't know. It's really cool.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't own a really cool, expensive lightsaber because I've never been like, I would drop $150 on that.
For a stick that lights up.
For a stick that lights up. But I saw the concept art for that, and I was like, I will drop $150 for a light up stick that also lights up at the hilt.
Oh yeah, the thing that makes it like a claymore is that the hilt has 2 lightsaber blades sticking out of it like a handguard. It's kind of weird.
I feel like
kind of cool. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be awesome in the movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't even need to question it. I'm excited.
No, it'll make sense in the end.
I'm just excited.
The thing that doesn't make sense to me is how they find Luke's lightsaber. I don't.
They named it. They named the movie. It was named on Thursday, I want to say, and it's Friday right now, so this is almost new.
It's new.
And I can't tell if that thing they keep showing with the name in it, the logo with the name in the middle, is that something
that's official. They released it on the Star Wars Twitter.
It doesn't look good to me.
But it's The Force Awakens, which
I'm okay with that.
If you look at all the other names of their movies,
it fits.
Like Austin, what is your favorite Star Wars subtitle? Which is the best subtitle?
Phantom Menace.
See, Phantom Menace is an awesome subtitle.
It's an awesome
and then I thought about it, and I was like, who is the Phantom Menace? I had to think about it for like a long time.
Thought about that.
I've always just immediately assumed it was Darth Maul.
It's not. Darth Maul was never a Phantom. Palpatine is the Phantom Menace. Yeah. Because you never see him, they can't get their hands around him.
No,
he's a Phantom, and he keeps just doing little things that are pissing him off, like some kind of menace.
Those movies
He's the Phantom
awful.
Menace. But I'm like, that's a shitty... And then they're like, when you hear that, the Phantom Menace. It's like, ooh, this is going to be dark and creepy, and there's going to be evil things. And then the movie's like, this is pod racing.
And then they show you pictures of this
dude Misa like
red
this
and
movie.
Black skin and yellow glowing eyes, and you're like, oh, that dude's
that guy's awesome. And then he gets cut in half, and he's only in it for a little bit. Speaking of which, I ordered the comic book that is a follow-up to the Clone Wars Darth Maul storyline.
Ooh.
Very excited for that.
Yeah, I want to read that.
Because the Darth Maul storyline was so good in the Clone Wars.
I want to know how they actually ended.
Yeah.
The book Tarkin came out.
Yeah, I haven't read that.
Haven't read it.
Haven't read a new Tarkin.
I've been meaning to get around to it.
I will start listening to it.
But yeah, so like,
soon.
Phantom Menace is an awesome title, but it did nothing for the movie.
Yeah.
No. And then
Attack of the Clones is a terrible name because the clones are like the good guys.
And it didn't make sense.
That's
I've never
awful.
really put any thought into the titles of Star Wars movies.
Revenge of the Sith is a great name, and it actually fits the movie. And it plays off of the fact that the third one is Return of the Jedi and was originally going to be named Revenge of the Jedi. And so, like, it works on multiple levels. Revenge of the Sith is a great name. Return of the Jedi is a great name. Empire Strikes Back is a great name.
Yeah.
A New Hope is pretty good. It's pretty good. But the movie was originally named Star Wars. Yeah. There was no Star Wars A New Hope. It was only just named A New Hope when it came out on VHS, and they were already we're making another one. So, like, yeah. The Force Awakens, like, yeah, it's good. Also, it
also sounds very much like the first part of something.
The Force Awakens, yeah, it's the start of something bigger, and I think it's going to be basically the recreation of the Jedi Order is going to start with these kids.
Oh, I'm so excited.
They could just call it Star Wars Episode 7 and I'd be satisfied.
Yeah, but the thing is that they can't.
They can't.
They can't. I would be satisfied with Episode 7. I never even thought that it was going to have a subtitle.
I know. I didn't think about it. I was just like, Episode 7.
I realized every single Star Wars movie has a subtitle, so this one clearly has to have one, and I never thought about it. And the internet hates it. I think it's fine.
I don't
care. They would
care.
have hated anything. They
the internet hates something. Isn't that weird?
Whoa.
They would have hated anything they came up
I also supported
saw-
Ben Affleck right from the beginning. The second I heard he was playing Batman, I was like, that's going to be good because I saw Argo and he was really good.
I never watched that. I saw a really cool fan theory about the plot of Star Wars 7, and I don't remember what it was, but it was good.
It's the Inquisitors trying to kill Luke, and Luke's like, oh.
I think it was like Luke had to die.
He's been hiding.
But I don't know if that's...
And then the kids learn from him, and then he dies at the end of the movie. That'd be cool. I actually haven't heard that rumor anywhere that he dies at the end.
No, it was definitely...
Shh, nobody talks about the real
It had
story.
something to do with Luke dying in the course of the movie, and I think that'd be kind of cool.
I've heard the rumor that Han Solo's gonna die in that movie.
I am not okay with that, because I love Han Solo. Okay, fun, weird fact.
Wait. This is my impersonation of Han Solo telling you why he's so great. Shot first. Yeah, there you go. That is perfectly accurate.
When I was a child, I wanted to be Han Solo.
Why don't you be Han Solo? You should have been Han Solo for Halloween.
Why?
Man, I'm gonna do that next year. Thank you.
You would make a great Han Solo.
You said that really, really like.
Nathan needs to be Princess Leia.
Oh no! Oh no!
No.
John.
No.
I don't know.
Nathan is Princess Leia. If anyone's gonna be Chewbacca, it's gonna be me.
Okay.
I don't know if Nathan would agree to be Princess Leia.
I want to be Luke.
But man, would I be Han Solo. For like the first 11 years of my life, I don't think I ever wanted to be any girl character ever. I always wanted to be guys.
What if you did it as Hannah Solo and Prince Leia?
Prince Lee.
Prince Lee.
I'm against that.
No, he has to
A
wear
is
like a
for
dress
Alderaan.
and all that. And then A's for Alderaan. Where's the child's book that starts like that?
Last Halloween?
A is for Alderaan because it got blown up.
Oh.
B is for...
Blow it up.
Blow it up! Gonna wreck it!
Blow it all up.
P is for pod racing.
Now this is pod racing. Not the thing we were doing before. This is pod racing.
C is for Chewbacca.
A little girl came to the door, and she was dressed as Batman. And it was awesome.
There was a kid in my store dressed as Spider-Man today. He was like maybe 5 tops, but he had the full thing on with the mask, and I'm pretty sure he couldn't see anything, but he was walking around like Spider-Man, and I was like,
well, that's tops.
Child.
Daddy-o.
What? I was so excited though. He was so cute. I wanted to give him candy, but I didn't have any.
You should have went and gave him a candy bar, because you work in a grocery store.
I am also the supervisor of all that candy.
All of the...
Just buy a candy bar.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, if a kid's dressed as Spider-Man, go get your van, pull up, and be like, hey kid, you want some candy? You want some candy, kid?
I should have given him
This is
a
also
balloon.
inappropriate.
I love that episode of New Girl when it shows her as a little girl and a guy pulls up in a creepy van. He's like, hey, do you want some candy? And she's like,
My
yes.
grandma has it in the back.
Yeah.
And then the door opens and
His granny is
in there with candy. She's just like, I made too much. And she's like, trusting people has always paid off for me. And I was like, I love this show so much.
I need to watch New Girl.
Okay, last night's episode, they're like, you know how the,
No.
not Coach, but the other guy.
Wilson. The other guy. Okay, I am sorry. Coach is a black guy. Wilson is a black guy. I just assumed that since he was trying to refer to one black guy, he was attempting to talk about the other one.
Well, you were correct.
I don't know which of us is more racist because of that. I feel bad about it.
Both of you.
But really, it's a good assumption on my part, I feel like, that he was attempting to refer to one of the black guys.
You really well.
Okay.
I'm
both racist.
Horribly.
Anyway,
he's not.
Wilson's trying to become a cop, and his partner was coming over, and all of a sudden Jess gets all freaked out.
Is Wilson still trying to become a cop?
Yeah. He's about to pass his test.
He better be.
I think he passed the test.
Poor guy earned it.
But she's like freaking out. She's like, we can't have them come over here. And they're like, why? Because I have a bag of meth in my closet. And they're like, what? What do you mean you have a bag of meth? I have a bag of meth in my closet. And they're like, well, let's just go get rid of it. And so they go into a room, and she pulls out a bag that's like the size of, you know when you go to the fair and there's like those popcorn bags?
Yeah.
And they're just huge.
The really tall ones.
Yeah.
She pulls a bag of meth out of her closet that's that size. And they're like, what are you doing with that? She's like, I bought this ottoman at a garage sale, and when I opened it up, this was inside. And they're like, why didn't you turn it into the police? And she's like, I'm not gonna do that.
Let's retell the entire episode of New Girl.
I don't trust anybody, so I'm just gonna stash it. The safest place is just to stash it in.
I would have just gone and like dumped it in a river. No, I wouldn't.
What do you do if you come upon a giant bag of meth?
That is a great question. What do you do if you get something and then there's a giant bag of meth in it? What would you do with it? I would probably
eat it.
You just return the furniture.
I want to say I would call the cops, but
I guess so. But then you're gonna have to deal with a lot of hassle.
Yeah,
that is really the only correct answer. I feel like you should just be honest with the cops and hope that once the system works.
Knowing that I have never done, I don't care what happens to people who gave me the meth. I just don't want the meth.
No, it's that they don't arrest you and throw you in jail.
Okay, as me personally, I don't think I would have a problem because I've done a lot of things that got away.
I'm too pretty to go to prison.
Basically, I'm too pretty to go to prison is what I'm saying. I went from Barcelona through 3 different airports with like razor blades and like a giant thing of toothpaste in my bag. Nobody stopped me.
Oh, we got a badass over here.
And no. And then like Nathan,
I bet the whole time she was there. I bet the whole time she was there, she had really clean teeth. And the police were like, we're looking for someone with great teeth.
No, but like Nathan went through security like last time he went through the airport security. I don't know, but he had like a pair of tweezers or something.
You could kill someone with those.
And they took them away.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can go through 3 different airports internationally with like 5 razors in my bag and nobody stops me because I don't look like a terrorist. I would make a great.
My brother.
He's got a beard.
My brother was given a small knife by someone as like a gift. And the blade was like not even an inch long. It was like a little tiny fold-out baby knife thing.
Yeah.
But it was a gift that mattered to him, and he used it to open boxes and stuff. I don't know. And one time he went to the airport and he had it in his pocket.
Boxes and bags.
And like, I think they noticed it, and they weren't really dicks about it. They were just like, you can't have that. You need to throw it away. And because it mattered to him, my dad was like, hey, what if I snap off the blade of the knife so it's just the case? Can you keep it? And they're like, no, we can't let you do that. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
So my dad actually took it into the bathroom of the airport, lifted up one of the ceiling tiles, since he's really tall, lifted one of the ceiling tiles, set it in there, closed the ceiling tile. My brother and him leave for India for like 3 weeks, or for like a couple weeks, come back in the airport, my dad lifts up the ceiling tile and pulls it out.
That's right, terrorists. If you leave bombs in the bathrooms above the ceiling tiles,
nobody will know. That is my favorite airplane.
We just got on a watch list.
I hope so.
I hope they watch our episode.
Also, I believe
and then it'll go viral, and then there we go.
I believe everyone we know is planning on killing the president. Just bombing the NSA.
We've given up. Our plan
doing meth.
Please.
Our plan to get used is just to get the FBI to watch us.
I don't want to be on the government watch list.
I've looked up how much
innocent person.
I have looked up the anarchist cookbook enough times to know that I am on a government watch list. I've never planned on making anything.
I don't think I've ever done anything to put me on a watch list. This is probably the closest thing to me ever being put on a watch list I've been.
I've also looked up autopsy photos. But
they are real.
They are real. The Greys are among us.
Oh my god.
I was listening to old Art Bell Halloween
Nice.
episodes, and there was
Art Bell tells ghost stories.
best ghost stories. And one of the story was, it was the year before Blair Witch Project came out, and the person who called in had almost the exact same story as what happens in the Blair Witch Project. Him and his friends go camping, and they get lost, and like they hear weird noises at night, and then they wake up and there's like these weird stacks of rocks outside their tent in the morning. But the funny thing is it wasn't about a witch. It was about Bigfoot, and it happened in Oregon.
Well,
Man, I love Oregon.
when
Bigfoot lives here.
Speaking of camping,
Bigfoot lives in Portland.
and strange things happening, when my dad was in Scouts, he told me a story about when he was in Scouts, and there were two groups camping at the same campsite, but they were like a little ways apart.
Mm-hmm.
But they were kind of like rivalry groups, and one time like they pulled the other guys pulled a prank on them, so they returned by going to their camp and using their knuckles to make hoof prints, and made it look like boars got into their campsite, and then they stole all of their food. It was just like, oh, and like the next morning they ran over and they're like, guys, boars ate all of our food, and they're like, oh no, that sucks. I can't believe that happened to you.
That's so funny.
What does that have to do with this story?
We were talking about camping and weird things showing up outside of your tent. In this case, it was boars, but it was people. Because remember, men are pigs.
Oh, your dad has
Ding.
some great stories.
He was not a good kid, and so he has the best stories. I live vicariously through his childhood stories.
I do too.
Me
though.
3.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything terrible as a child.
I have never done anything cool.
I never even snuck out of the
or
house.
You lit your arm on fire.
Yeah,
Oh, I did that
that's
too.
true.
Wait,
My parents still don't know the true story behind that one.
You
so
lit
that's
your arm
great.
on fire? I
It
lit
was
my
an
arm
accident.
on fire.
I didn't purposefully light my
But
arm
why?
on fire.
Like, how did it happen?
They were lighting a pipe on fire.
We were not lighting a pipe on fire.
That's how
Okay?
I heard it.
So one night, I had a fire in the backyard,
Dude,
Okay.
there's a pipe. We should
and
light
we
it
were
on
out.
fire.
We were out of wood, but we had a bunch of spare bamboo rods, like old dried out bamboo rods that I was using to build a fence. And so I took a chunk of bamboo and I threw it in the fire. And since bamboo holds so much water, like it hissed and steamed. I was like, this makes a really cool noise and looks cool. That's awesome. And so the next day when my friends were over, I decided to light this bamboo on fire. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry if you're hearing this for the correct way and for the first time ever. So I light the top of the bamboo on
It's not
fire
even like a bad thing.
with like a lighter. And it's sitting there like barely burning. And I'm like, wait, guys, this will be cool. And we just stare at it. We're like, this is really boring. Nothing is happening. So I'm like, I know what to do. I will fill the bamboo with gasoline.
Oh my god.
So I take gasoline, I pour it into a Dixie cup. A little paper Dixie cup. And I go over to pour it. Since the top ring of this stick of bamboo is on fire, and I go to pour it into the bamboo tube without putting the fire out. Because when I go, it'll just go straight down the middle, and then when the fire gets down to it, it'll like go big boom. But instead, gasoline is very flammable. So instead of pouring through it and then it getting there and burning, it touches the air around it. The flames jump to the stream. Well, it's very small distance. I clearly caught it on fire. It travels up the stream into the cup, explodes in my hand. I throw it to the floor, so burning gasoline is all over the ground. And my pants are on fire, my shirt's on fire, I'm on fire. And so I stop, drop, and roll. My friends are standing there with sodas in their hand, just watching. They're standing right next to a hose, mind you. And they're holding sodas. Nothing. They just stand there and watch. I'm rolling around trying to put this fire. I put the fire out, and according to them, I roll back into the flames and catch myself on fire again. And
I would just like to state for the record, I was not there.
As I put out the final flame on my arm and stuff, and I stomp out the fire on the floor, my mom walks out of the garage and goes, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, just burning a piece of bamboo. She's like, "Be safe." And we're like, "We will." And my arm's behind my back this whole time because it's like the skin has melted off of a chunk of it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And so
I went over later.
Later that day, my mom sees this burnt skin and goes, "Evan, how'd you get that?" I was like, "Oh, I was pulling something out of the oven and I touched the side of the oven with my arm and it burnt."
This is what girls do to make excuses about hickeys.
And my mom looks at me and just goes,
"Burnt myself with a curling."
Yeah,
and just goes, "No, you didn't." And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't. We were playing with fireworks." Because anything is better than telling your parents that you took their gasoline and poured it on a fire. So I was like, "Oh, we pulled open some fireworks and we were playing with the flash powder
Gas again.
and stuff." So that's what I told them, and that's what my dad still believes, is that I lit a firework on fire and it caught me on fire a little bit.
Well,
but I'm like,
if they
don't know
listen,
that
you'll
it
know now.
exploded everything.
If they listen to this, you'll know that they listen to this now.
Yeah.
That's so much cooler than my catching on fire
that's
story.
my worst thing. The other time I kind of caught on fire, but not really, was at the, I think it was the Memorial Day barbecue that we were having. It was like me, Danny, and James, I think. You might have been there. You might have shown up later. I don't know. We had a barbecue, and so I turn on the gas.
Before I get there.
And I turn on the ignition, or I click the igniter, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I wasn't there until later.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So I'm like, okay, I'll go grab a match. I walk into the house, walk across the kitchen, go into the cupboard, look around, find the matches, come outside, light the match. The gas has been on this entire time. Fireball engulfs my arm and my face. And just huge 5-foot ball of fire right at me. And I drop the match in, I look over, and like, I have no hair on my arm. And it smells really bad. Like, it didn't actually burn me, but it scorched all the hair off my arm. And I just look at Danny and go, "Do I have eyebrows?" He goes, yeah, you still have eyebrows. I was like, "Oh, thank God."
See, okay, I only lit myself on fire once, and I was 11, and my mom, I was home alone, and my mom was trying to teach me how to cook over the phone.
She did not succeed still.
I know how to cook, I just choose not to.
Right,
And she didn't tell me to, so I was heating up, like, cheese sauce or something flammable, I don't know.
Cheese sauce is not...
Oh, yes, it is. And it was on, like, high. And my mom didn't tell me to turn it off high. And so I'm, like, talking with her on the phone. And, like, I turn away from the stove. And I put the phone down. And I turn around. And the stove is on fire.
How did you do that?
I was 11, I don't know. But, like,
did you
these
add
flames...
to your cheese sauce?
Yes. But these flames are like 4 feet tall and they're touching the ceiling. And I'm home alone as an 11-year-old thinking, I don't know what to do. And our dials for the stove were on the back of the stove.
Yeah, which is dumb.
And so I go, instead of pulling the fire extinguisher, which is like right next to me, or getting like a towel,
yeah, but you're not
doing
think
something.
Clearly, there's giant flames in front
I'm 11. I've never caught anything on fire like this before. So I stick my arm through the fire to turn off the flame.
Seems reasonable.
It worked. The fire went out. However, my arm no longer had hair on it and was very hot. And I was okay. And I don't even remember what I told my parents because there was like soot all over the ceiling. But my arm hair was all gone. I didn't burn myself bad enough to leave though. Or to like go to the hospital or anything.
Speaking of being a kid and burning things, real quick funny story about my brother. Okay. Apparently, the Oreo man was a mascot for Oreo for a while. There was like a character, the Oreo Man.
Okay.
And he was like an Oreo. It was like a person, and his hands looked like big white oven mitts coming out of his cream. And my brother, like, saw someone dressed as him at a store when he was real little, and it terrified him.
Did he try to burn it?
He was just terrified of the Oreo Man. This guy scared the crap out of him.
The Oreo.
And so my parents leave him at home alone. He's like 4 or something. I don't know. Maybe they had... I don't really know the full story of it, but basically, somehow the oven got turned on, and he took out the oven mitt that he saw, because he thought it was the hand of the Oreo Man, and threw it in the oven, and it caught on fire, and it's just flames in the oven, and like my parents are gone for like a couple minutes or something, and they come back, and there's just smoke and flames everywhere. Be like, yeah, my brother was like, he just saw the hand and was like, "Scare me, will you?"
That's so funny. I don't think I ever did anything that crazy.
I almost burned the house down once.
I think everybody's almost burned their house down at least once.
I was 5.
Good job.
And
start early.
I don't know what I was thinking. I watched a lot of OPB as a kid, so like there were like science shows on and stuff that were like, let's do these cool experiments at home.
With parent supervision.
My cool experiment was taking a paper clip, wrapping it around with a Kleenex, and then setting it on top of a light bulb that was on and forgetting about it.
That sounds exactly like something I would do.
But
for hours.
What was the experiment supposed to be, though?
I don't remember.
You want to know what would happen?
Yeah, I want to know what would happen. It's an experiment.
One time, I took my Beanie Babies and I decided to give them a bath. So I just dunked them all in water and shook them around, and it ruined all of their fur. And they were destroyed. And then I had another one that I was like trying to look at, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And I push it up against like a super powerful halogen light bulb, burns a hole straight through it. Yeah. And so I have all these burnt and like messed up fur Beanie Babies at home because I'm like, oh, I don't know. And one time, even more to this point, my dad left a drill that was an old crank drill, you know, with the 2 gears that like crank it, and it's got the gears that twist, and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. So I drilled a hole through a table, and my dad comes in to see me drilling a hole through this table, and he's like, "What are you thinking?" And I'm like, "Oh,
I wanted to drill. I wanted to do it."
But yeah, like you're a stupid kid. Yeah. What do you don't think about it? You're like, oh, this might be interesting.
All of a sudden, my mom comes into the room and she's just like, I'm sitting there watching TV because I got distracted watching cartoons. And my mom's like, what's that smell? Do you smell that? And I'm like, oh. She's just like, and then the smoke alarm eventually goes off, and my mom's like, okay, there's smoke. Do you know what is that? Do you know what's going on and stuff? And she's like, I don't know what it could be.
I think the most common...
Eventually she finds it because it's smoking on top of this thing.
I think the most common words I said as a kid were, and I can't save, I'm in a battle.
That's great. I feel like I was a really boring child now because I didn't do really anything stupid. Except for I would cut holes in my blankets with scissors. Because I thought it was like the coolest feeling. Like, I don't even know. Like, it just feels really satisfying to cut fabric with scissors.
I once took these scissors. They were like little kids' almost safety scissors, but not quite. Yeah. And so like, I was holding scissors and I was wearing pajamas. I just grab my pajamas and try to cut a hole, and it doesn't cut. Like the blades like slipped apart. I was like, oh, that's cool. These scissors don't cut. So did you cut and yourself? So I just started cutting into my pajamas until eventually snip. And I'm like, oh, now there's a large hole in my pajamas. I go to my mom and I'm like, Mom, there's a hole in my pajamas. Like, how did that happen? I'm like, I don't know. Cut a hole with scissors. Why? I don't know.
There were some times where I was little and I was in the backseat of the car And I start freaking out because I somehow took my sweater that I was wearing. I put my arms out of it. I somehow got my arms out through the neck, took the arms of the sweater, wrapped them around my neck somehow, and tied them to the chair. So I suffocated myself in the back seat, and I couldn't move. And I had one arm out of the neck like this, and the other one was stuck behind me.
Austin
and my dad was in the front seat. He looks back at me. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know, I can't breathe." And so he pulls over and he tries to untie me, and he's like, "What the fuck did you do? I can't untie this." So he had to go get a knife and cut me out of this.
Austin has some weird fetishes.
I can't breathe.
Autoerotic asphyxiation starts early.
And then we got Pokemon.
And then one time, Austin's dad walked into his room, and he had a belt around his neck, and he was jerking off. And he's like, "Austin, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh."
Well, did I ever tell you about the practical joke my dad played on me once?
Did he tie a belt around your neck and start videotaping you masturbate?
Oh my God.
I don't know what's going on.
No, God. No, my dad was rototilling the front lawn once, and I came home from school, and he goes thrift shopping and stuff and finds cool stuff. So he found this really cool old ring that was like, it had like a pearl in it, and it had like clovers on the sides.
My dad may have done the exact same thing. Continue.
And he's like, and I came out and I was just like playing outside, and he's like, "Hey Austin, look what I just found in the dirt." And it has this ring, and he's like, "It's a leprechaun's ring." And I was like, "Oh my God, give it back to the leprechaun. He's going to curse us." And so I took it and I ran and I buried it in the ground. And I was like, "Take it back, take it back." And I was like freaking out that leprechauns were going to come get me because I had seen something bad about leprechauns.
You're so weird.
How old were you?
My dad's version of that prank is he buys some arrowheads at the store, buries them, and then tells us to dig. And then we find arrowheads, and he's like, "Arrowheads, that's cool." And we were like, "Yeah." And that's the end of that. I still have those arrowheads. They make me happy. There was no prank there. It was just, oh, I bet the kids will like this.
Mine was a prank, and then I freaked out so much my dad felt really bad about it.
Boring childhood.
You're great.
I had a...
What?
What?
I don't know.
I had a... I used to make, like, bug hotels in the dirt.
Bug hotels in the dirt.
Wow.
Bug hotels in the dirt?
Good childhood.
Bug hotels in the dirt needs to be the name of your autobiography.
I would do that. I was like... No, because...
Isn't that a good name for a book?
You guys had siblings at least? I would totally call my book Bug Hotels in the Dirt. I was an only child, so I learned to play by myself. Like,
I was an only child for 6 years of my life.
Yeah, he was an only child. I was a younger brother for most of my life.
But, like, I played train with my stuffed animals. I would... You know how you play train with your stuffed animals?
Everything.
You take every single chair in the house... You line them up and you put stuffed animals in each of the seats. And to me, that was a great game. And now I'm like, what was I doing?
My brother and I would go out, like, or we'd go on vacation because we lived in Kuwait and there's, like, no taxes there because it's an oil-rich country. And my parents were being paid pretty well at the time because my dad worked for, like, Boeing or something.
Yeah.
It was all going, it was a great time in our life. So we'd go on vacations to, like, Europe. And it was awesome. And
also, Europe wasn't far.
We, I guess,
less far than here.
Far.
A little less, yeah. But yeah,
you don't have to fly across an ocean.
Yeah, just fly across the Mediterranean.
It's not that big.
So we'd like go and on these vacations, or to more commonly, I guess, to California to visit my grandma, and we'd stay at my grandma's for like all summer, so for like 3 months because it's 200 degrees outside in Kuwait during the summer. It's not. It's 150, but it's not 200. And so we'd stay there for like 3 months, and then we'd come back, and my brother and I would like run up to our Beanie Babies and tell them what we did.
God damn it.
So, there.
I played Monopoly with my stuffed animals. I don't know. I did everything with my stuffed animals.
Yeah,
basically.
So did we.
I had, like, my friends were stuffed animals because I didn't hang out with anybody because I was weird and my parents are antisocial. and I'm antisocial.
I played with Legos and plastic Army Men.
One time, my brother convinced me to put $10 towards buying an Omnimon Digimon card from a kid down the street. I did it, and I regret that so much. $10 was a lot to me at the time. And
that's like $100.
I still have that Omnimon card, but like...
It was not worth it.
But like, we paid $20 for it.
I remember like saving up for Heelys.
Super ridiculous.
And they were like $60.
Completely worthless.
And it took me like 3 months to save up $60.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm like, man, $60 is not a lot.
I remember the first time I had $100.
Somehow, like, I only got money like on my birthday and Christmas.
I didn't even get money on my birthday and Christmas.
And like, I would make that last an entire year.
Yeah. My mom would pay me
like
hourly to do chores
for an entire year.
Yeah.
How?
Also, we had the benefit of, while we were on vacation, my brother and I would be children on vacation. So, just I want to go home. This is awful. Why are we still walking? I'm tired. My parents would be like, if you shut up, we'll buy you a Lego.
Ice cream.
And I was like, I'm shut up. And so we had all the Legos. Yeah. And so my parents, that was a good way to deal with it. Is they're like, shut up and we'll buy you a Lego.
My parents didn't do that. They were like, if you don't shut up, we're gonna go home. And then I wouldn't shut up. And then
but we wanted to go home. That was the problem.
Or whatever I didn't want to do, they would do that if I didn't do what they said. Or like once I didn't want to go home from church.
If you don't shut up, we're never going home.
Once I didn't want to go home from church. I was like 6 or 7.
I have never felt that.
Me either.
And I was hanging out with friends. I wasn't like at church to be at church. I was like 6.
Mommy, don't take me away from Jesus.
And my mom was like, if you don't come with me right now, I'm going to leave you here. And I was like, 5 more minutes, whatever. And she's like, okay, I'm leaving. And she goes up to the receptionist lady at the church and she was like, Heidi's not following me home. I'm going to go home. Call me when she notices. And like 15 minutes later, I realize I have no idea where my parents are. And like I start sobbing and I go up to the receptionist lady and she's like, yeah, she's at home. I was just like...
My parents would always threaten me to leave me, but they were really convincing. And one time they threatened to leave my brother while I was going with them. And I was just like, no, you can't leave him. He's part of the family. You can't leave him.
Ohana means family.
Family means no one gets left behind.
Yeah, my family's not that familial.
It's family.
Family means nobody gets left behind.
Oh, sir, and fluffy. I love that movie.
I want to rewatch that movie.
It's an hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah. Congratulations. You
I feel like
to us for an hour and 12 minutes.
What's your most excited for Marvel movie coming up of their announced movies?
Oh, jeez. I don't even remember what's coming out.
Doctor Strange.
I'll go with that.
I'm so excited for Doctor Strange, even though it's not Ewan McGregor.
I'm
really wanted
sad about
Ewan
that.
McGregor.
But whatever.
Benedict Cumberbatch is great.
He is a great
and
actor.
he's gonna be great. It's gonna be a wonderful movie. But he's not Ewan McGregor, and that's who I had my heart set on, and so I'm sad.
Ewan McGregor.
But I'm super excited for that movie.
He hasn't been in anything in a while.
No, he hasn't.
I miss him.
I don't know what I'm excited. Like, I don't know, because I have been focusing too much on Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Star Wars.
I'm excited.
Star Wars is my favorite Marvel movie coming out.
It is.
But they're both owned by the same company.
Disney movies are my favorite now.
You want to know what my favorite Marvel movie that I'm excited to see is right now?
What?
Super 6 or Super Big.
Yeah,
whatever.
Big 6. Or it's Hero 6. 6 Hero. 6 Heroes.
It's a Marvel movie.
Hero 6. Is that what it's called? Big Hero 6?
Yeah,
Big Hero 6.
It's a Marvel superhero movie.
We're gonna go see Matthew McConaughey in space. I'm excited for that.
You know what they say about alien girls?
Yeah?
I don't know what they say.
I don't either.
He does.
I can go because I don't have a class on Tuesday.
You can?
It's Veterans Day.
Do I get paid extra?
Can we feel hands now?
I want to feel more than that. Why are your hands all sweaty?
Because my hands are always sweaty. I'm gross. I'm sorry.
Like, I don't have a problem with it, but when we rub our hands slowly together and your hands are sweaty, it's awful.
Austin, have you ever picked up a controller after I touched it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really sweaty.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. I get that.
My hands get sweaty when they touch anything, and my hands were touching my arm.
Okay. We rubbed hands.
Yeah, I know, and I wanted my sweat all over you.
Pretty excited about that. And Big Hero 6.
I listened to people all day talk about how it's the worst of Christopher Nolan's movies.
Big Hero 6?
No.
Matthew McConaughey in Space.
I was like, Big Hero 6 is mad.
Constellation, the movie.
Also, every time I look at things from the comic book of Big Hero 6, Big Hero 6 looks worse, but I'm sure it's going to be great, but like...
I will pay $5 to go see a bad movie.
I kind of want to see both of them.
I would rather go see Super 6.
Nathan's going to see The Winter Soldier for the first time ever when he gets back.
My dad saw it for the first time while he was on a business trip.
Do you want more free red boxes for your dad?
No, he's still on that trip that you gave him some for. And I said, "Hey Dad, do you want 3 free red boxes?" And he was like, "I would love that." So he's very much appreciative of you.
They all expire on November 30th.
I never understood my friend Jimmy Wilkinson's until the day he told me about constellations. And then...
No, thank you.
I don't want these either, but thank you. Actually, I'll take them.
They're free.
Constellations. I'm
okay.
Morgan Freeman.
I wish I was Morgan Freeman. No, I don't. I don't want to die soon.
Where constellation... Oh, he's gonna die soon?
No, I'm not. Okay, so I'm not afraid of death so much as the process of dying.
Yeah.
You just don't want to get old.
I really don't, which is why I want to put my brain, like, modify the crap out of my brain, put my brain in a robot.
Yep.
Or just upload my consciousness to the computers.
Yep.
Like, I'm cool with that. Because being in an old, feeble human body sounds like the worst thing in the world.
You should clone yourself.
Every time I see old people, I'm just like, God, I don't want to be that, and I feel bad about that, but like...
I really don't.
It looks like a horrible thing.
You should clone yourself.
Why? That's not me. That's a completely different person.
Every time you clone yourself, and then you put your brain into that person.
Empty.
No, that's awful.
Shell.
That's awful.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then they'll be you.
I think we should end this episode.
I believe in clone rights.
And then you'll kill each other.
Unless you're from the Clone Wars. Which
is
droids all day.
The other movie with Ewan McGregor and clones.
There was another one?
The Island.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. We need to end this episode because we're like...
Do we?
2 minutes 17. Yes, we do.
Do we?
Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone. Remember, it's dangerous to go alone. Take us with you.
That was awful.
That was terrible, and we're gonna end that. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter.
And if you leave a comment of a mean thing that you want to say to Austin, I will say it to him on the next podcast.
Yeah, and
apparently we've stopped hating on Danny. Now we hate me.
Well, you just said that, so I feel like you deserve it for at least one episode.
I just fired a bobby pin across the room. All right, and
Danny, you live in the wrong state. I miss you.
I miss you too, Danny. Bye.
Okay, hold on. Before we end this podcast, I just want to say a personal message to Danny.
Oh yeah, Heidi wants to say something to you, Danny.
Danny, I've never met you, and this is a problem. You should come back so I can meet you. Because I know so much about you.
The way she put it last time is like, it's weird that I haven't met him because I know everything about him.
Like, I feel like I've met you.
Everything
I feel
about
like
him.
I've met you, Danny, and I haven't. Come back. I miss you.
Danny.
Even though I've never met you.
Danny, Nikki, she knows everything.
About
you.
Everything.
Mac and cheese.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Mac and cheese.